Listen up, fellow nerds. If you love everything from comics, movies, gaming, wrestling, TV, collectibles, and more, you're in the right place. Welcome to ODR-talk. When you're ready to talk, 25 ODR.
What's going on, guys? This is our first podcast recording. I'm Mitchell. I'm here with Brandon and Will together again. This is ODR-talk. Now, if you don't know what ODR stands for, I'll let you find out. You use that Google machine. But today's topic, I feel, fellas, that we should break down Batman's Rogue Gallery, from the movies all the way to the animated series that we grew up with.
All right. I'll bite.
Why we play Star Trek.
We can't get distracted. I mean, this would be, because we're thinking about, especially when, somebody talks in Star Trek, they're going to get distracted a little bit. But we're going to.
Yeah, well.
We'll
shouldn't be too bad. I'm pretty
positive.
positive most everything we're doing in this is something that we've all done inside of Star Trek already, so it's not like it's going to take a whole lot of thought process power.
That is true. So the first topic with Batman's Rogue Gallery, who is y'all's favorites? And why? I want a good reason, just like Chambers over here is gung-ho about Daniels.
Don't hate me.
Well, there's it's too late. I don't know what to tell you. But I want good characters and a good, strong reason why.
Oh man. It doesn't matter. So movies through the animated series doesn't really matter.
No. It could be comic book who they haven't even began to
touched in the movies.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. So I've got mine. I'm gonna let y'all throw y'all's out, and then we'll go. And then we'll even talk about the worst villains in the Batman genre that we feel.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna have to think. Let Will go first because I'm having more difficulty.
Difficulty?
Yeah.
I could pick one, but I'm pretty sure that one's Mitchell's favorite, so I'll stay off of that one.
No, you take who you want. I'll.
No, I don't know. It just was one that came to mind because I don't think it's many most people know, unless they read the comics or
Yeah. Well, there is no
animated
wrong
series.
answer.
Yeah. No, I know. I don't know. I don't really have a reason for it other than the fact that he's kind of what you would almost think Batman to be if you had never seen or heard of anything but Man-Bat.
I like Man-Bat. I do. I like the origin story of it.
See, that's the thing. I actually don't know that much about Man-Bat, but it's just funny whenever you think of Man-Bat, that just sounds funny. But whenever you think of Batman and you normally know that, certain comics, whether or not it be villains or superheroes, usually whenever they have a name that's something that's suggestive, it's usually because they have features of said being or animal, whatever it is, and Batman really doesn't, other than the fact that he looks kind of like a bat with the way he dresses with his cowl and the way he uses his cape and everything. Man-Bat actually is part bat. Yes, I'm a bat.
If I can,
I forgot about that, Mitchell.
The College Humor Batman skits are fantastic. If you haven't ever got to watch them, that's what we're referencing. But yes, Man-Bat, which was Robert Langston. He was a scientist, and what he was trying to do was be able to heal people with DNA from other animals. He was working. I don't know the exact time and dates. He was in the animated series and all that, but he was working for Wayne Enterprises, trying in the research lab, trying to figure out some type of cure. And he basically decided to use the formula on himself, which turned him into a giant bat and became Man-Bat. And he then began to he got fired. And then he
always works out so well for them whenever they decide, hey, I'm going to use this on myself because it works so good. Never works out for them when they do that.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
Both Marvel and DC.
This
Better
is
bad about it.
And so he began to steal science equipment and stuff so he could keep doing his research.
Okay.
Are you alright over there?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
hey,
so...
Chambers. Oh, you're not close enough to me. I was going to give you shields.
So,
Okay.
well, okay, I like it. I like Man-Bat. I like where we're going with this.
That wasn't the one that I didn't want to pick because I thought you liked.
Oh, that's fine.
I know.
And everyone's gonna say, well, why don't you pick the Joker? That is good, but he's mainstream. I mean, Mark Hamill did the best Joker. I don't care what anybody said. Stick it in your eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you're gonna hate me for my pick.
Beyond that, I'm torn between two. Okay, one they've never done in any type of thing but animated, and the other they've done in the TV show Gotham. But since I want to be a little different today, I'm gonna say Karloff, which was the original Clayface.
And that's exactly who I knew you were going to go with. That's the one who I was going to say, but then decided I'd hold off because I know you know way more about him than I do.
Karloff was the original Clayface. He was an actor, and basically he began to age and come to find. Now, I believe the one in animated series was not Karloff. That was I might be wrong. I'd have to redo my research, which you can tell we did no planning with this.
No.
Because there's been about 5 or 6 different adaptations of Clayface.
Well, but I mean that can almost be said with any comic.
Yeah.
Comic book adaptation of anything.
In the Arkham game, though, it was Karloff. Anyway, actor got out of work because of aging and other things. Somebody gives him this magic cream that basically he can turn his face into anybody. So he was actually to do more parts and everything. He loves the limelight. He can't have enough of it. So the mob ends up finding him because that's who was supplying it. He was paying them for it. Well, when he wasn't able to pay, he then decided to steal from him. And when he stole from him, they ended up basically drowning him in it. And when that happened, he basically it blended with his cells and he became Clayface. He's able to manipulate his body to look like anybody. He can sound like everybody just because of his acting skills. He can form weapons with his hands. He can harden himself. He can liquefy himself. He's just very all around. He's basically the symbiote version of the Batman Rogue Gallery, and I just like him based on he can look like everybody, do everything. And actually, in the later comics, I haven't read it, but I saw it, that he actually worked with Batman. He formed around Batman as his exosuit and helped him defeat some people.
Really?
I don't know the comic name, but I saw pictures a long time ago when I was still reading comic books and trying to stay up to date.
Well, I did not know that. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, giant mudman wraps around your body. Who wouldn't like that?
Well, maybe not, but
So,
I mean,
who are you gonna pick?
well, and this is most likely guaranteed that because I recently watched Suicide Squad for the first time.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to. No.
Go for it.
The Enchantress.
Oh Jesus!
That's
don't-
cool. That was cool.
She was not.
She was cool.
She was demented.
That's why she was.
Wait.
First off, in a movie where you've got the Joker and Harley Quinn in the same film, you're gonna call Enchantress demented.
Yes.
I like how, and those, if anybody is listening, who are listening, you will not know about this because I don't think we were recording when we were having this conversation. This was something else we were talking about. This is the same man who's calling Enchantress demented was trying to defend Pennywise the clown.
Listen, what? I don't understand. First off,
You were saying he's a different species,
uh-huh.
and that's just what he does to live. What was Enchantress doing?
This woman found an idol, which transformed her, which it basically...
But she was taken over by the being Enchantress.
Yes, who was
So
trying
what was
to end the world.
Enchantress?
She was trying
But
to rule
she was
the world.
trying to make her world better.
Yeah, she was trying to get it back to where people worshipped her again.
I'm just going based off of the
That's
same
worship. One guy, you take
jacked up
Pennywise.
logic you
Hold on.
used for Pennywise the clown.
Pennywise is trying to survive. This woman's trying to get a lot of followers on Twitter. Okay, there is completely different.
Hey, people were trying to kill her. She was just trying to survive.
And you cannot deny, though. You cannot deny, though, that, like, honestly, I don't see how they just tied it in like that, where they went ahead and fixed the problem with Enchantress. But I mean, I saw the movie. Don't worry about it. I mean, I'm just saying, a being that powerful can just disappear and then come back with those plans like that in a second. Like
That's true, and I don't know much about Enchantress. I'll be honest with this because that's the first time I ever saw her was in the movie. Now we will be covering in a later episode Omega class supervillains because I think that's a very interesting topic to bring up, especially with them automatically bring them into the movie light so fast. But that'll be a topic for another day. But
so Enchantress is Omega class?
No, but she is powerful. But what I'm saying is
pretty high up there.
Yeah, she's close.
If she's not already.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if she is, that's my bad.
And she's got that brother that looks like an Aztec. I'm just saying, if there's any Aztecs listening, I don't mean to offend.
Which I think I looked up on
he-
that, and that's not really a thing.
He
If I remember correctly.
He looks like the Guardian for Asgard.
Like,
Excuse me?
yeah.
He did.
He does not look like Heimdall. Are you out of your mind?
That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about the Destroyer.
Oh. Okay.
I knew what he was talking about.
Okay, I'm about to. I'm
he
twitching.
kind of does look like that. I think I read up on that had nothing to do with being an Enchantress's brother, but it was based on a character, I believe. I just don't remember which character.
Well, you've done a lot more research than I have, so.
Well, again, I'm pretty positive.
But I'm pretty sure. I hate to tell you this, and I'm gonna let it slide with you. But Enchantress was not a Batman rogue gallery.
Well, okay.
It's DC, but I'll let you have it.
Okay. Well, fair enough, because technically it was not a Batman movie that she was in. It was in Suicide Squad.
But she's not classified as a Batman rogue gallery.
That's what I'm saying. It's fair enough because.
But you could say because most of the Suicide Squad is made up of Batman's rogue gallery, so we can play the game. It's fine.
Well, I'm not that well versed on DC Comics.
Well, Mitchell's got both of us beat hands down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
far better at Marvel than I am at DC.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm better at Marvel.
our next topic, I'm going to leave it to you guys, other than if we get any listeners that put a comment down what they want to hear us talk about and complain about and argue about. But if nobody says anything,
He just says, talk about something that doesn't suck.
yeah, yeah. Well, we don't know how to do that, sir. We don't know how to do that.
Clearly, we're not good at that.
Yeah, maybe the
So
next
deal with it.
maybe the next one we do, I'll activate Twitch and we can live stream also. I mean, we ain't got any followers, so what's no harm, no foul. But we will go to Marvel. I say, I'll let Will pick the next topic. I'll let him pick the next one. Then Chambers, you can pick the next one after that if no one else gives us any
Bless
better
you.
idea. But right now
Thank
it's
you.
Batman's Rogue Gallery. So, gentlemen, I want to ask you this: what do you think of the Condiment King?
The what?
The Condiment King, sir.
You sound so casual about it. Listen, who the fuck is it? You said the condiment king, right?
Like
Yes, sir.
condiments that you
Like-
put on your.
Like mayonnaise and shit.
That is
What
that-
is he armed with? Ketchup and mustard?
well, yes. In the animated series, he had a mustard gun and a ketchup gun. He did.
No, don't fuck with me.
For
He
grenades.
sounds just as bad as Calendar Man.
Well,
Oh my god.
well, in Arkham games,
Hold
Calendar
on.
Man was pretty cool.
Is it spelled different at least? Because I've got to see this shit.
I think it's about the same. Just type in Condiment King animated series Batman. What's also interesting is he had hand grenades that were basically the hot sauce packets. He would just squirt them in your eyes or mouth.
Oh my god. This is not a villain. There's
It-
no.
It is a villain. If y'all are listening to this, please go and type into your own Bat computers.
Computers.
And Bat computer is spelled Google. Type in Condiment King and you will see this from the animated series. And yes,
Oh
he
my
is a
God,
rogue
he's
gallery.
got-
Doesn't he have like a pickle on his
little-
head or something?
He's got his yes, he does.
Why
Oh my
didn't it
god!
cue?
He shot a waiter with ketchup and mustard and made him fly across the room.
There's nothing
That's
wrong with it. It's high pressure.
That's some high pressured condiments.
Come on, no way.
Well, at least Calendar Man would do crimes that were based off of a holiday around the holiday, and he would even dress up like the holiday.
But
This
I
is
can
true,
get
but
behind. I
in
can
the-
get behind that.
In the Arkham
This
games,
guy-
he was actually killing people on that holiday using themes of that
Oh
holiday.
my
So I
God.
like the Arkham
Yeah,
version.
well, that's just, I mean, that's
No,
what he does
he
essentially, but it's.
Are you still hung
Okay.
up on Condiment King? over there?
Okay, I'm gonna turn the video off, but I kid you not, he grabbed a packet off of his arm, 'cause it's stuck to the side of his arm. It said hot sauce, and he squirted it into the mouth of someone who was trying to thwart his attempts to, I don't know, take over the world or whatever he was trying to do. I don't know. And it worked. That's the it worked.
Okay. Okay. So we got Condiment King. What are y'all's opinion on Bane?
I like Bane.
Movie Bane or
Animes. Let's do this. Let's talk about both. That's a good thing you brought up. Let's talk about both. Because there are difference here. Because the movie Bane.
movie Bane essentially just had something he was breathing in that made him immune to pain.
That's true, and he also wasn't from Spain, and he wasn't martial art and nimble as the animated series Bane, or as we should talk about the Batman and Robin Bane.
Oh my god. Let's just not.
Well,
no,
it-
hold
it's-
on. The only Bane I know about was like an idiot.
Bane was
From the-
not.
Bane
No.
wasn't an idiot. He was very intelligent.
Okay, I'm telling you the one I know about because I
Well,
saw the movie
I think-
Batman and Robin.
Oh my god.
Okay, if that's the only Bane that we're talking about here, I'm done. I'm done with this subject.
That's the only
Only
Bane
because
I know of. It's
that
not,
was
it's
a
not bad.
horrible,
Bomb.
horrible movie.
Bomb.
It
Bomb.
got
Bomb. That was it. That was the end scene. Now, I don't remember what wrestler played Bane, but it was a wrestler that played him in the Batman and Robin movie, which I hate to tell
Oh,
y'all
so he
this.
was just playing himself?
Yes. Which I hate to tell you this is that is the movie that killed the Batman franchise.
Well, that
there
was.
more.
I don't know. That was meant for. That whole movie was meant for nothing but little kids.
There was more Batman movies after that.
Not for a while.
But for quite a while, there was nothing
until-
after that.
Not
That's
until
when that's when you
Not
got
until
the
Christian
Bell
Bale
Bat.
came
Yeah.
along and started, like, I don't know, choking on eggs, like raw eggs.
Is that? Are you talking like a bat? Is that what a bat sounds like?
That's what you sound like. But back to Bane. Bane was not a mindless Hulk. He was actually very, very intelligent. That's the reason he was able to figure out who Batman was and basically set a trap for him to break his back. The only villain in his rogue gallery to actually successfully take Batman out of play.
That I'm gonna have to research that because I would like that a lot more. Bane, I never really thought of him as anything because, like I said, all I had to go off of, as you just so gracefully pointed out, was just a horrible rendition of Bane.
Yes, it's bad.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And even
Especially
when
Poison
when
Ivy
you
control of him. Do you think that had something to do with it?
No. Poison Ivy in the comic books can control men. She has that ability with her pheromones, so I believe that you could possibly control Bane, maybe. That wasn't part of it, but the
reason I
Bane.
say that is because she hit a button on his chest, I think, and pumped him full of something.
Well,
that
is true to form.
yes.
Okay, so
that is typical.
Why does
like
it keep kicking us out of queue?
I'm not accepting the cue because I'm
You're not what?
not in the room right now.
Oh, well, you have to tell people this. Jesus.
Anyway, so with the whole Bane thing on the comic side and even the animated series, that is true. He had a chemical. I'm really
Venom.
blanking out on the name of it. Yes,
Venom.
thank you. He had a chemical named Venom that was pumping through him that made him get that strength, and then he could hit a button or and some of them he turned like a little knob, I think, to like up the dosage.
Possibly could be the same thing that's in Brock Lesnar's inhaler, but we're not sure on this. But Venom is like GHB, anabolic steroids, souped up to max, okay? And actually, unlike in Batman and Robin, when you cut the tubes, he doesn't shrink all the way down to a person of like a 150-pound person. It doesn't work that way. He was actually a big guy anyway. But the Venom would augment his strength up there close.
I mean, you could basically say it almost brought him to low superhuman level. Not quite that far, but it was getting there.
Yes.
Okay. It sounds like, I mean, Bane sounds a lot cooler than, I mean, because if all you
did you never see Bane in the Christian Bale's Batman?
Don't get me started on Christian Bale as Batman.
Okay, well,
I love this show.
I'm telling you now because you've done it. You've done it. Christian Bale happens to be my worst Batman. Over George Clooney. and
I can hear the people leaving in droves.
I can't.
Assuming they were ever here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
If you've made it this far, I'm
Thank
sorry.
listen. The reason
Are you back
is
in the room so we can queue for something, or is this
about to be, but the sole reason is because of the God blessed. I am Batman. Like, come off it. Come off it.
He wanted
Not
to
one
disguise his
Batman.
voice.
Not one single Batman has done like as far as in the movie.
Listen.
As far as in the movie.
That's a better disguise than putting one little curl in your hair and throwing on some glasses.
See, I'm glad you said that. I am glad you said that because
And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I like Superman, but that has always been the dumbest thing. Oh, he has a little curly Q.
see, I am glad he said something because yeah, you look at him. Even in the animated series of Superman, the man had a shoulder width of Bane. And everybody looked at Clark Kent like he was a weakling and some country boy that doesn't know anything. And you just look at him going, listen, you take the glasses off, buddy. I'm okay.
Yeah, and that. Now, granted, I mean, if you're talking about superhero movies and stories, you can't. There is not a single point where somebody sees through the disguise, and I'm here to tell you, I'm sorry, Superman. I'm sorry, Clark Kent. But by God, the first time I saw you, I would know.
Well, and that's the thing, because that's what was so funny, because, you know, those two both had such a freaking broad shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay, Bruce Wayne's a millionaire that you would think, or even probably billionaire, that you would think he probably doesn't do much on his own. So why is he that jacked?
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, this guy comes in who's a vigilante that seems to have unlimited funds for cool gadgets, and he is jacked.
But I will
say,
say,
one person in Gotham that looks like that.
Bane.
Oh my goodness! I hope this is working.
I will say, I did not like George Clooney as Batman. Really, I did like Val Kilmer as Batman. But
I'm glad you said that, because if you said that you did like him, we might have to not be friends anymore.
Yeah, me too. I would have to find you.
I like him as actors.
I'd have to.
What?
He's good actor, but not as Bruce Wayne. But maybe a good Bruce Wayne, just not a good Batman. The thing is, if you would
again, that whole thing was made more for children, I think, than anything else.
And also, if we are talking about Batman and Robin, that is the first Batman movie that they actually put nipples on the bat suit.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Yes, it was.
He brought it up.
Yes, he did.
I had to. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying,
you gotta bring it up.
Granted, in reality, there's nothing wrong with the boy Christian Bale portrayed Batman or whatever, but it's good.
Hey, Mitchell.
That irks me.
Yep.
It really irks me.
This is broken.
Why?
Because it's taking me a long time to do anything, and the last time I came in here, I was single-handedly taking out these things very easily.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I think you're broken.
No, you don't understand.
Oh no, I'm trapped. Okay, I'm leaving.
So anyway, but yeah, an all-around movie. Didn't like it. I didn't like Schwarzenegger playing Mr. Freeze.
That was funny. That was funny. You have to admit.
See, and that's the thing, in the comics, Mr. Freeze was always a pretty tiny dude.
Yeah.
He was not some big, massive
God.
person.
Oh my God! What?
Did they keep trapping you in those things?
Yes.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Oh my God.
Get to the chopper.
Nice age.
Anyway, now in the Bale movies, I did like their portrayal of Scarecrow.
Yes. Scarecrow was actually really cool.
I actually liked their version of Bane. I know it's not comic book Bane, but I liked the way they did him.
Well, the
thought
Bale
it was pretty
Batman
cool.
movies is trying to show that how it could be real life, or that they are
how
the
it
way
could
they
be
are.
more realistic, other than like most comic books where everything is, oh well, this happened from space or this happened from this. They were just trying to keep it more in a down to earth style.
Yeah. Now, I'm not a big fan of how they portrayed Tasha Al Ghul, but
I don't know.
that was the woman in that movie.
Well, apparently he hasn't seen that movie because
No, I saw bits and pieces, but like I said, once I heard Christian Bale say he was Batman, or just spoke while he was wearing the bat suit, I turned it off. It was
Alright.
that it hit and pet peeve that bad.
All right. So we have a movie verse. Who is y'all's favorite Batman
Of the movies,
of the movies?
oh god, I'm stuck.
well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have not seen Batman versus Superman, but I heard Ben Affleck did a really good one, and the commercials looked good.
He did do a good Batman, but I'm talking about your go-to Batman. Who do you think is Batman? And I'm not talking about Kevin Conroy in the animated series, because that will always be Batman's voice, but I'm talking about cinematic.
Oh, I saw a thing the other day. They did that over Christian Bale's Batman.
I saw, yeah, and did the
And
yeah.
Chambers would like
No.
that.
Don't.
No, you would like that because it puts the original voice of Batman in the animated series. He was mouthing what Christian Bale was saying, so it didn't sound like. "Rrrr."
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be good.
So you would have actually enjoyed that. You could have watched the Christian Bale movies then.
Yeah, I could have done that.
But your favorite, I'm talking Val Kilmer, Clooney, Bale,
No.
Keaton.
You know what? You might smack me, but I'm gonna say Keaton from Batman Returns.
No, Keaton is my favorite. I'm not. We're on the
Yeah,
same page.
Yeah, I'd have to probably go with it myself.
Because that was the first Batman movie I ever saw in my life. And, it just kind of stuck with me.
Which is funny because I know a lot of people that really don't like that Batman movie.
I liked it.
I know, I did too, but I know a lot of people who did not.
Yeah, I like Keaton.
I get all excited. We watch it and they're like, "This is stupid." I'm like, "Well, you're stupid."
Now I even saw the movie and the TV show with Adam West, and I did like Adam West as Batman too. But Keaton's my favorite.
I'd have to say Keaton because that, like I said, the first one I saw, it stuck with me. I loved it. Saw it multiple times.
And
those of you that are diehard Batman original fans, I apologize. I'm not old enough to have seen that being my first,
I have the collection if you want to watch it.
but I have seen clips from the original Batman, and really, that's all I had to say. Really.
Now
I
it
really
is
like trapping you in that.
I want to say that 2017 would have been a better year for that.
now it is good to know that Chambers does not like black and white movies or any movie that was not made before the 90s.
That is simply not true.
Uh-huh.
I like movies that were made before the 90s.
As long as they're in color.
There is no reason. Like, I mean,
Apparently, we're just pushing all of his buttons tonight.
we're getting off a little subject here a little bit, but I'm just gonna touch on it a little bit, just a little bit. I don't think there's any good reason other than it being the only version of that movie, and that movie is so good that you have to watch it. to watch a black and white movie.
What movie is
Whenever,
that?
I don't know. Whatever somebody thinks is good enough to watch a black and white.
Okay.
And that's the only, and that would have to, like I said, be the only version of that movie that there is.
Completely off topic, even going to another universe. Logan. Did you know that they made Logan
In
the regular, in the black and white?
Yes, I wanted to see it in black and white.
I have it in black and white. I have not seen it yet in black and white.
That is
Oh my
cool.
God. You spent money on it?
It just came in a set. And
There
I
is
always
nothing-
get anytime. First of all, sir, anytime a Marvel or DC movie comes out, I get like the steelbook version of it that
Which I'm a
comes
little
with all the
behind
fancy
because I haven't
features.
bought one in a while. But anyway, there is nothing wrong with a black and white movie.
I just said there's nothing wrong with a black and white movie as long as
You just said you don't need to buy it.
He said as long as there's not a different version of it, which is why I brought up the Logan thing.
So you wouldn't watch Logan in color and in black and white just to see the difference.
I would watch it. No, why?
He would just watch it in color and be done with it.
Yeah, why? I mean, I listen. I like to explore new avenues.
Can we all focus down this tarantula, please?
I'm working on it if I can
move,
move, sir.
It went from 59 to 61.
It's fixing to move abruptly. Told you.
It hasn't moved abruptly. It's been slowly going down.
No. It teleported to the ship.
Oh, that kind of move. I thought you meant the number move.
No.
Well, I don't care if it teleports. Just make
Okay.
the numbers move.
Anyway.
Meanwhile, back in Ithaca.
Yeah.
You used to have a teacher that said that. I don't remember his name. That was a long time ago. Anyways.
Charbonneau?
No, it wasn't Charbonneau.
That's all I remember.
This was... Oh, I don't remember. I don't know.
Oh,
Really
we
don't.
failed.
How does that work?
We ran out of time.
Oh, that's interesting.
Anyways,
Back on subject.
pretty much running out of time for this podcast.
Yeah.
If anybody's still...
Well, we don't
We
have.
are sorry.
We're not live streaming, but we'll see how many views we get on
I know.
YouTube, and once we load this to iTunes, and we'll see how many downloads it gets. Minus.
Minus. Everyone starts thumbs downing it. Like, these guys are idiots. Don't listen to them.
Okay, so let's bring it to this. You know, we kind of squirted away, you know, around it. Your favorite Joker. Let's go brass
Is that a
tacks.
question?
Well, I mean,
Is that a question?
animated. Mark
Mine's-
Hamill.
Yeah, mine's animated.
Mine is not.
If I had to pick movies,
Jack Nicholson.
see, yes, but with how surprised I was at...
If you, yeah,
I
I'm
am
torn.
doing terrible tonight with names.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger?
Yes,
Okay.
I was terrified when they
I was
said
not-
he was going to play the Joker. I was like, what is happening? They're
Oh, yeah.
going to just bomb this movie with this. And then he came around and did a freakishly good job.
Yeah, he did.
Well, while we're on the subject, they're supposedly looking at Leonardo DiCaprio to play Joker in his own movie.
You know, I'm not going to knock it because the Heath Ledger incident. Okay, because I was on the same page as Will when they announced that. I thought, no, they're going to ruin the Joker, but he actually did really good. And to be honest with you, I know a lot of people didn't like the Joker in Suicide Squad because of the gold teeth and all that crap. But I gotta say, if you take that away,
See,
if you take that aspect
But
away,
he's a different Joker.
yes.
yeah.
I actually think he did a good job for what they were playing out with.
Yeah.
It's very different
From what everybody else is used to when they think of the
Yes.
Joker, yeah.
Yes.
But I think he did a really good job.
Do we think in the Joker origin movie that they're actually going to do the Red Hood?
It would be interesting. But
He
is it
lost
going to
the
be
man.
like everything else where they break it down into something else really fast just so they don't have to go into detail on it for everybody that doesn't know?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be long. You could actually start out the movie with it and just, say this is what happened when Batman threw him over into the fucking, Acme.
Yeah. And I get that, but there's been a lot of movies that step away from that simply because look at, again, I know we keep jumping back and forth, Marvel movies. Most of the Hulk movies haven't done that great. Mind you, I've liked them just because I like the Hulk, but they haven't been great movies, most of them.
Yeah.
And every single one of them, they go through the whole process of him, like, only in this last one did they only basically show snippets of things happening. But in all the other movies so far, they've actually gone through the entire process of how he becomes from a normal person to the Hulk. Everybody knows that now. So it's like stop dwelling on it. But I don't know. It's sometimes they overdo things. And that's more or less what I'm working on.
I get that. I do. They're gonna have to figure out which origin story they want to go because we all know in comic books everybody gets a different origin story from this universe, that universe.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens. I mean, they'll find their way. But it's interesting if they do introduce the Red Hood storyline, will they introduce the Red Hood with Jason Todd? Because that would open the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these aren't questions that ask me because I don't know anything about this Red talking about. I told you I am not a DC comic, buff. Never claimed to be. I enjoy DC comics. So. Don't give up on me now. I'm here to learn now. This is
Well, this is true. As long as you're learning, I mean, and the people at home that are watching this are learning and not clicking thumbs down repeatedly.
I can't click this enough.
Okay. I know we're jumping around. But so let's.
But you don't have to give me a history on it. I mean, just for the sake of the podcast, coming to
Well,
a
no.
close. I mean,
But we've covered some of the villains, and since that's not your strong suit, I'm going to try to bring it where we can actually have a decent back and forth. So, movies and animated, favorite Batmobile.
That is a toughie.
So it's going to be, I'm looking for the 1960s Batman, the animated series, the Keaton Batman, the Val Kilmer Batman, Batman and Robin.
No.
What did you ask?
I'm asking favorite Batmobile. Hold on. So I'm covering the genre. 1960s Batmobile. Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, Clooney, or the new one with Batman Superman one. And in the comments, I can see people asking, "What about Christian Bale?" That is not a Batmobile.
That is the Tumbler. While it is cool as shit,
it is not
that is not the Batmobile.
Very cool.
It's a Tumbler. It's a
It is
bridge
very cool.
jumper.
If it
Beyond
was,
that-
if that was a Batmobile, I would pick it, but it's not. And I know that. Even I know that.
I have a box or a giant that the wife bought me, die-cast version of the tumbler, and on the box it says Batmobile, and it is wrong.
On a off note here, I just googled images of Batmobile, and somebody totally put Lightning McQueen eyes and a smile on the Batmobile,
Oh my god!
like the Keaton Batmobile.
That's
Well,
sacrilegious.
yeah.
My favorite is the
It's
Keaton
funny.
Batmobile. That's my
Yeah.
Batmobile.
The Keaton Batmobile, I believe, was the one from 1990, the flat one.
19.
The one that was basically flat on top, like 1990.
No.
The only one that was.
Are you
flat-
talking about the big just rectangle on wheels?
That's what I think he's talking about, is he not?
No,
That's
that's
the
That's
animated
the animated
series.
series. That's the animated series. Yeah.
The Keaton
Oh,
Batmobile.
well-
No, you're talking about the one from the late 1990s.
Do you remember
With
in the
big
movie
ass- with the
he
big
pushed
huge wings on the back.
yes.
Well, that's
It
a
had
big
the
deal.
Yes.
dual. It had the dual fins, and it was on
Mhm.
top of a.
It basically looked like it had a turbine sticking right on the front of it.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't get me
That-
wrong, I did like the animated Batmobile too. I thought that one was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
Now.
I hate to do this.
oh god.
Well, simply because he kind of beat me on the Keaton
We
battle.
can have the same opinion, fellas.
Yeah, but I
have
want to
the
talk
same-
about this one also. I think this one's like top worthy. I do.
Which one's that one?
Batman Forever. That one too. That's a cool looking Batman.
Oh, God.
Oh my!
You just triggered Mitchell something awful.
I'm triggered.
Something awful.
That
Well,
giant fin, open compartment looking piece of, and I had the toy, but it is an
Wasn't that
awful
the one
look-
that the fins like flapped?
Yes, it was.
No,
But
that
it
was
it
no
was
Batman. No, Batman Forever was the one with the giant fin on the back. That was it, and it had the open. It didn't have it.
Okay, so yeah,
No,
they
it had
they-
had the flopping fin. It had a giant fin on the back, and then it had the little ones on the side.
Yes,
back.
I did not care for that one. That one looked stupid.
Oh, come on!
It had
the
I
light
actually-
that was
It
kinda
had
cool.
Batman spinner plates on it, on the rims.
And also it wasn't just one fin on the back; it was two.
Oh yeah, it had
But-
dual. The single fin was Batman and Robin. That one was atrocious too.
Okay, this one had it was basically holes all the way on the side and hood and everything. There's light. I thought it looked kind of cool, but
no.
Anything in the Keaton Batman.
You
movie-
said there was no wrong opinion, sir.
This
You
is
didn't.
true. This is true. There is no wrong opinion, even though that I think that his taste in Batmobiles and Batmans are. Well, he said
Keaton is
Keaton.
my favorite Batman.
He said Keaton. That's fine. So Batman, Batmobiles, even though he's got the same taste as Mr. Magoo.
Oh god.
No, I simply said it for argument's sake because I think it's but the Keaton Batmobile is going to be my favorite. But I think the Batman Forever one is actually worthy to talk about.
Okay. Now, let's go with this. Now, I believe that the Batman animated series Batwing was better looking than the Keaton Batwing, the jet, the Batplane.
Hold on, because I don't know what that looks like. I didn't really want to.
I
Oh
would,
my
I would
god!
have to agree with you.
I like the more elongated wings on it and how more pointed and sharp
Yes.
edges there were.
Yeah, as opposed to just the real, basically Batman's Batman symbol.
Yeah, and the Batwing in the Bell thing was ugly. I'm just telling y'all now. I know I'm gonna get hate mail.
It was ugly. It is kind of a cool
It was cool, but I didn't consider
thing,
the-
but
the
it's
Batwing.
definitely not it's definitely not as neat of a design.
Now it's going to be interesting the new Batwing in the Justice League movie, because I believe they're bringing that out. Because I do like that new style of Batmobile in that movie, in the newer movies.
Yeah, because I mean, it kind of somewhat resembles the older style a little bit, but at the same time gives it a whole new modern twist. Like when I say the old style, like it's real low end on the front. I don't know.
I got
At least
you.
the one that was in the Batman Superman movie.
Well, if you want to talk atrocious Batmobiles, if you want to discuss that,
Yeah.
Oh God, which one's he's about to say?
this is okay. I've got a couple of them, okay, but for different reasons.
Okay.
All right, different reasons. Where's the thing I do? Okay, this will help me pinpoint it for you. The 2002. Hold on, let me blow this up. I can't read it. There it is. Yeah, the 2002 Dark Knight Strikes Again Batmobile.
I don't know that one. Hold on. I'm entering it into the Bat computer here.
You said 2002.
Yeah, the Dark Knight.
Oh,
Strikes Again.
there's a thing that says history of the Batmobile.
Yeah.
And if you click on that, it has a bunch of pictures of it. I didn't even know some of these existed.
Well, I didn't either. I'm just telling you that.
I have legitimately never seen half of these Batmobiles. What? Frank Miller's Bat Tank? What
Yes,
is
yeah,
that?
okay, the Bat Tank. The Bat Tank from Frank Miller was in the graphic novel. It's a 3-piece set of Batman. Is that Batman, the Dark Knight Rises, which is the Batman, what Batman and Superman movie was based off of. And yes, in that one he had a tank because he was going against Superman.
Yeah, that's gonna help.
He still beat Superman,
Not in the Batmobile, he didn't.
but he still
At
beat
least he
Superman.
better not have.
But if you look
We
at that
all know
movie,
the only
that is
reason
terrible.
Batman can defeat Superman is because Superman is too nice.
Superman is stupid.
A W's a W, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who repeatedly
By
goes
default.
to a trap on purpose because he knows he's going to get kryptonited, it's going to happen because it's a trap every motherfucking time.
I think another subject we need to have, gentlemen, later on is the abundance of rare materials in comic books, like the multiple kryptonites, the
Adamantium.
I mean, this.
This is
Everybody's
the rare
got it.
substance on Earth, and it's indestructible. Now we're starting to make everything out of it.
So I feel like we need to have a subject about that, but
But yeah, that, and then it bothers me that they took a Lamborghini Countach and made it a Batmobile. That's lazy.
it's interesting. But okay, keeping on the Bat subject, we talked about the Bat plane. I'm gonna bring up something because it goes along with the with this next thing. But what are y'all's opinion on Batman's utility belt and his different gadgets?
Okay, how
What
do you
about
mean?
his shark repellent?
That's what I was about to talk about.
Don't.
Batman's shark repellent. Hand me.
A shark biting onto his leg.
It was
What's up at Robin?
Hey.
Hand me my bat shark repellent.
Listen, first off, it was an exploding shark made by Penguin.
Oh God.
And
it was so terrible.
And he was hanging, he was kicking at it, and he goes, Robin, hand me the bat shark repellent. And Robin climbs down the helicopter, the ladder, which the ladder seemed to be had so much weight on it that it was rigid. Climbs down, hangs upside down,
It's probably laying on the ground.
hands it to him, and he sprays the shark, lets go, and then it detonates.
Falls into the water, creates a big explosion.
Yes.
Oh my god. That's painful.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. Rambo has shot a man with an arrow, and he hit him so hard that he exploded. Okay, I've seen it.
I'm pretty sure that was an explosive.
Anyway,
There's a lot wrong with that too, but we won't go there.
Is it an explosive tip arrow, or does he just pull the string back enough that it explodes?
I feel like that's another episode.
But yes, the bad shark repellent. You've got the grappling hook. You've got
that never ever doesn't stick.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's Batman.
That grappling hook, my God, has a 100% success rate every time.
Now hold on, before we go further into this, I just want to touch the Batmobile subject one more again.
One more again? Okay.
One more time, because I think, looking at it again, okay, the Batman versus Superman vehicle.
That is a Batmobile.
I'm going to call that a Batmobile, and I'm going to have to call it my favorite.
No, we're not saying that one wasn't a Batmobile. It's just the Tumbler, the Batmobile.
Yes, it is. It is the Tumbler. And gentlemen, we haven't done this mission in a while, and this will probably be after this one is where we're going to end this podcast. So let's kick this into the lightning round here.
Hold on.
They called this one the Kryptonian killer.
Why did you go? What happened?
It always kicks me from the party. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm not in the party either.
Oh, invite Will back. Apparently, I thought we were queuing for a mission, and apparently, oh, okay. I'll invite Will to them. Anyway, so let me try to queue us up for something here.
Yeah, they called the 2016 one, the Batman versus Superman one, the Kryptonian killer. I'm pretty sure the Kryptonian killed that Batmobile by the Batmobile running into the Kryptonian, so not a Kryptonian.
I don't remember that part of the movie. That's not how I remember it happening.
That's not how you remember it happening?
You don't remember Batman like power sliding around the corner, in that slow motion, them looking at each other's scene, and then the Batmobile bouncing off of Superman?
No.
That's literally all that happened.
If you're listening to this, please link put a link in the comments on this if you're watching on YouTube of just that scene for Mitchell.
I don't remember that happening, sir. Don't remember that happening.
It happened.
Oh, hey, you know what? I can look it up on my phone and I can make a GIF out of it because that's what my phone can do now.
Yes!
I'll be right back.
I hate you guys. And another thing, the only thing in that movie that I did not like was the Martha thing. They're about to kill each other, and just because Superman's mother's name is Martha and Batman's mother's name was Martha,
Why are you saying that name?
They become, or did we just become best friends? Yep.
Step brothers.
I did like the portrayal of that Lex Luger.
I'm sorry, what now?
Hey, listen, we're going to talk about WWE now. Lex Luger. Lex Luthor.
FYI, did not like that Lex Luthor.
I liked it. I liked the version.
More.
Now I did like Kevin Spacey.
I'm not saying.
I liked Kevin
I'm not
Spacey
saying what
more.
Well, see, it's just his version of Lex Luthor seemed more like Joker than Lex Luthor to me.
This is true.
That's the only reason I'm saying I didn't like it. I don't think he did a bad job at what he did. They just went a completely different version with Lex than I'm ever used to seeing.
And we're not going to talk about Darkseid. Or not Darkseid, Doomsday.
Yeah, well, was getting ready to say, how can we talk about Darkseid? He's not even there. Tee.
I hate you.
No, you don't.
Listen, why don't
my.
we just listen? We need to wrap this up. Nobody's going to be watching this for over an hour.
They might.
You don't know.
Yeah, we might be
I'm
entertaining
expecting
people.
nobody to last more than 5 minutes. Hey, as long as they click the link and they don't click thumbs down.
All right. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast. It's been great. This was ODR Talk.
Listen up, fellow nerds. If you love everything from comics, movies, gaming, wrestling, TV, collectibles, and more, you're in the right place. Welcome to ODR Talk. When you're ready to talk, 25 ODR.